up, internet? Brian Spillwell here with another episode, and today we're headed to go get that income tax check, and I'm actually give you some tips on how to spend it and how to invest and set yourself up for the year if you choose to take the advice, that is. Yeah, so usually when people get their tax checks, they make big purchases, right? They put down payments on a brand new vehicle, trade in their current vehicle that is still running. They go, maybe buy a drone, maybe buy a motorcycle. And, there's nothing wrong with doing that at all, but you've been waiting all year for this money. Why would you go and blow it on, one thing, which most people do right off cuff? And at that, most people, like I said, hey, they buy a new car. They get themselves into more debt when they didn't even need need another vehicle. Unless, hey, your family's expanding, your current one broke down and it's just absolutely beyond repair, then hey, I can understand it. But don't let society catch you up and think you need the new 2020 just to, be of status, because I used to think that way, and so let's go pick this freaking check up real quick and we'll be right back. And just like that, we're back. And a little richer at that. Oh man, it's starting to get windy. Yeah, everybody usually gets their checks, goes out and does a bunch of big purchases. But this is how I've always done it for years. And, like I said, this is just my opinion, a little bit of advice on things that you can do, Number one thing I love to do, pay my insurance for the year. I set that aside. As well, because of all the motorcycles and different registrations that I own, I as well estimate on the last year's prior price and just add about 10 to 15 more on each one a year, because that's what it kind of goes up out here on Cali. And I set that aside. And of course, if there's any credit cards, which I hate to get credit cards, I have really good credit, that's why I was able to get the Gixxer at 0% interest. But however, if I can't buy something cash, I can just wait, I'll go without it. So one of the things I do, if I do have one, which this year I don't, last year the case was different because of financial issues. I was using a credit card for gas, I had to pay that off. But this year I don't have that bill, luckily. So that's another option, is you can pay that, because doing all these things, especially your car insurance, paying that off for the year, is so underrated. And you're saving $200 basically a month because you already paid it, and the discount that you get, it's a huge difference if you pay off the yearly cost compared to just monthly. It's huge. Now for me, I used to pay I believe a couple hundred a month. And then when I actually broke down to paying it off yearly, which I've been doing the last 5-6 years now, I'm paying less than $190 for a bunch of vehicles, fully insured. Now the gimmick with that is you do get bigger discounts the more vehicles you have, because you're not going to be able to put all these miles on one vehicle. So it definitely drops your insurance cost down a lot, and that's why they give you that discount. And number two, one of the biggest things besides paying things and just getting ahead on bills is actually investing in yourself. Like for me, when I was breeding dogs, I was like, I know I'm going to breed dogs. So I went and spent, another $1,000 on a dog, to go ahead and, start that investment. Now, you got to think. Okay, you buy a dog, you're not going to be breeding the first year and a half, but still, however, that back end ended up, man, when I was breeding dogs, I was literally making an extra, probably $6-7 grand a year, easy. And that's 1 litter, awesome, low maintenance costs with Boston Terriers. And like I said, hey, easy dog to come by, relatively cost-wise. And people love the hell out of them. If you dock their tails and, they got paperwork, boom, you're getting a $1,200 a puppy right there, very easy. Hey, or But you could go bigger, you know, invest in that way. Or what I like to do now is I've invested in a lot of tools on things that I know are going to make me money back. So this year I'm buying an actual tire changer so I can do motorcycle tires at the crib. And hey, if people want to learn how to do their own, come hang out, do it at a discounted rate, like super cheap, because everybody knows Shap out here is fucking outrageous now. They charge $40 a tire for Mountain Balance, you know, and it's like you're buying the tire from them. Why the hell does it cost that much? You know, it's so easy to Mountain Balance a fucking tire. It takes literally like 5 minutes, and these assholes are like fucking charging so much. So, you know, I figure, you know, I know so many people, and I am constantly working on these things to where some bikes, when people want to paint their wheels after a tire change, I don't want to do it because I got to take it to Shap, and then because it's fresh paint, I have to spend an extra $15 on top of that $40 a wheel just for them to install it for me, you know. So I'm losing out on that profit. So I went ahead and bought me a Nomar tire system, basically, that's gonna allow me to freaking take off tires a lot more efficiently, a lot easier, and no scratch or scuffs, you know, whatsoever, you know. And that was barely $500 unit, if that. I think it was like $4 something with taxes, and it's like the like one of their best ones. That'll be paying itself off like throughout the year consistently, because just within the last like 2 months, I don't know how many tires I've done. I've probably done like at least 6 tires, like 6 sets, I mean, at that, you know. And then my boy wants his painted, and I'm like, can't do that. So that's an investment that I'm gonna get back there on myself. And like I said, buying tools for yourself is something, you know, at whatever it is. Maybe you're an artist, buy some canvases, buy some paint, buy that camera that you get out there and start, you know, maybe creating a business. Maybe you want to do photography. You can finally go out and buy that camera, and that's not considered a toy, you know, which it is a cool and electronic thing that's fun, but as well, that's an investment that's going to be paying you back throughout the year, you know. And that's what I'm kind of trying to get at, is you want to spend your money on things that are going to be investments. The economy is kind of a false reality because of the inflation and the monetary debt bubble, and a lot of people just don't even understand that, so I'm not even gonna fucking get into that. You want to get into some kind of investments, you know. I would stay away from Bitcoin and all that right now, just because the whole coronavirus has got the stock market in a flux. Like, I pulled out all my money pretty much out of all stocks 2 weeks ago, because I kind of felt this going. I seen ooh, excuse me. Yeah, if you guys follow me on IG, you guys know I'm always trading, you know, a couple thousand with Bitcoin, like here and there, you know. And I seen this bubble coming. Like, why was it spiking up so tremendously? I knew as soon as this shit hit that it was going to be back on the spike, and sure enough, you know, today it's down like I forgot how many percent. It's down basically 1,500. It's in the low 9,000s when it was in the high 10s. Stabler time, I mean, just set that money aside, you know. Basically, that's what I'm doing with all my money. It's going to the bank right now. I'm not taking shit out. I don't need anything. I don't want anything. Like I said, I'm just setting off the stuff aside for later, you know. Like I said, get all my stuff paid off. I got my tire machine, like I said, which was a small investment, which I already paid for out of my own pocket, knowing that I was going to be getting this, you know, that I could have the comfort to do that and make that small purchase. It's very, very small compared to what I'm getting. And like I said, I already bought like a shop press, and these are all things that I purchased, like I said, off my own thing, knowing that, okay, cool, I can spend a little bit this month. And those are my toys, like, basically, for, you know, my gift to myself. And like I said, investments. Yeah, a couple of my buddies already, you know, I seen them out there flexing on the gram, spent all their money, traded in, you know, their paid off vehicle to get into $40,000 loans. Like, you do not need that. You do not need that, unless, like I said, your family's expanding. Maybe you need a truck because you got a car and you want to start your own pool service or lawn service. That's the type of purchase that I can understand, that is, you know, the right purchase to make, because like I said, again, you're investing in yourself. You know, you're investing in something you need. Maybe you're going down a different career path. You need a van or a truck to expand the amount of tools and supplies you can carry, you know. So that's a purchase that, you know, hey, have at it. I salute you on it. But don't let social media and the whole, like I said, ergonomics of society get you into this, you need the new 2020 bike. Because I was thinking about it, like I said, I have these little flashes of stupidity, and then I smoke and I think about it and I'm like, oh man, what a mistake that would be. What a waste of money that would be, you know. Hey, I might want to take a vacation in the middle of the summer, and I'll have money to do that because it's just sitting there, and like I said, I'll be paying myself back by doing side jobs on tires. And it's going to expand because I'll be able to paint, make a lot more off of that right there off the back. Everybody wants their wheels painted, and that's where most of my compliments come from on all my bikes, is like, oh, you got all the wheels popping, you got the colors matching, and hey, paint is so cheap. If you get into painting and you actually paint cars and shit, you realize a quart of paint's like $40, and you get to, you know, basically quadruple that up depending on what you're painting. So last year, if I were to be making this video and giving you guys this information, I would have been saying one of the biggest things you could actually do and use this money for, because you can get into a house relatively cheap, I'd be saying use your tax money for a down payment on a crib. But unfortunately, with the market, the inflation, even though the low rates, houses just are not worth what they're worth, you know. Like, man, houses are so overinflated that you would still be getting into such a small house for the amount of property and price. It's ridiculous, and it's really not worth it. And I don't know if it's going to be getting any worse. Damn, there he got 40s out right now. It's barely 1 o'clock, won't it? Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be getting any worse or what, but yeah, housing market is definitely overinflated right now. So that's why it's like, those are investments that I look at now that are kind of no longer viable, which used to be decent, like I said. But a vehicle, nevertheless, like I said, that's more of a societal thing. Get your car fixed up, get a nice oil change, get the maintenance done on it. That thing's got years in it. That mileage is just a number if you take care of it right. And like I said, you'll be able to live a lot more comfortable and go out when you want to, because you ain't got that fat payment. I'm telling you these things because, you know, hey, I've been there, I've been in debt, I've had the car payments, I own all my stuff, and there's nothing like a greater feeling than not having this bill in the, you know, every month. Your money just seems to stack up naturally because you're not paying anything, and it's such a beautiful feeling not having to worry. Like I said, it's one of the most underrated things that this person right here is enjoying. Yeah, they got a busted tail light, they could fix that. Car's not smoking, running perfectly fine, no payment on that baby. It's doing its job. That's what you got to remember. It's just a mode of transportation to get you to one place to the other, most of the time just to make you money and get your kids here and there. With the goddamn IG era, everybody thinks they gotta take their kids to school in a Ferrari and drive a fucking Ducati Panigale or BMW S1000. You ain't gotta do that to be happy, to be comfortable, to live an exciting life and not be fucking broken apart of the the problem, you feel me? Deposits only, no money out, all money in. Alright guys, like, subscribe, all that good shit. You know, sorry for the little spill. Thought I'd just tell you guys some stuff that probably help you out, give you a little advice. You don't have to take it. I said my opinion. Like, subscribe, sharing all that good shit, and I'll see you guys on the next one, hopefully. Your boy Spillwell is really out.